Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studios in Madison, this is Kyle Brust and Nordman, KBN. Sponsored by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
It is a great Friday to be alive. No Ben, just me, Kyle. My boy Brad Nortman. What up, Brad?
What a Friday it is to be alive. I'll tell you what, when I woke up and saw some of the news happening this morning, I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Headlines to start the day.
I'm glad I woke up in my own bed and didn't have no jumpsuit on, boy. A blessing is a blessing. Strophy behind the glass holding it down for us. What up, Strophy?
Good to see you, Kyle. I'm really adjusting. You guys are sitting in different seats than you each typically do today.
Brad loves sitting in my seat when I'm gone.
I'll tell you what, when
you're not gone, you're here. You're in Ben's seat.
Well, I know. I'm here. He loves hopping over to my seat.
When the K or the B is missing, the N moves over to this spot right here.
Why don't you just claim that seat going forward?
Oh,
well, you know how this all started.
Yeah, tell him the story how it started.
Okay. We're going to go there. So there are maybe two problems with being too accommodating, being too nice, because I'm not going to lie. I kind of like this seat when I'm here.
It's definitely nice.
The show number 2 of KBN occurred on a Wednesday because we were on remote for our first show. Second show, we walk into the studio. None of us had dictated where we're going to be sitting. No one had called claims on it. Ben, of course, is in the driver's seat. It's kind of where every lead host of the show goes, is in the seat that Kyle is currently in. But there's 2 seats right here where Kyle normally sits and where I normally sit. And we walked in, and Kyle and I kind of looked at each other. And I think it was Kyle that asked, like, hey, do you care where we sit? You know,
I did ask.
And I was like, this is my second day. I'm like, you know what? Doesn't matter to me. Wherever you want to go. And in my heart of hearts, I'm like, that seat.
Oh, that's
the
the one
seat
you wanted
to be in.
See,
and Kyle said, okay, if that's the case, I'll take that seat.
I'm going to take that one. And it's not because it got the ESPN Milwaukee right behind it. It's because I don't want my back to the glass. I like being able to know and see everything going on around me. And that's a perfect seat where you have a good angle to look at Strofe to your right, a good angle to look at Ben to your left, and then you can see everything going on in the market hall. I have FOMO, so I don't want to have FOMO with things happening behind me. I got to turn around every 10 seconds.
Yeah, I can see why you like it, because I come here every time we got someone missing. Now, I will say, when it's a full strength unit, when Ben's here and it's all of us, I do like my seat. I've grown to like it. I can see you guys really well. I got a good view of Strophy. It eliminates distraction behind me in the market hall. So I will say that. But when there's only 2 of us, I think this makes for a better conversation, a little bit more open dynamic on the show right now.
Strofe, don't you come in here trying to start controversy between Bradley and I?
Yeah, you trying to divide us?
Yeah, we figured this out already. Don't pick up where Ben left off trying to divide people.
Well, what are we going to do without him? Right? Somebody needs to be the a-hole.
we don't need that. You know, anytime.
We talked about it the other day with Doug Gottlieb. He said he's the a-hole. And then I asked you guys who the a-hole is. You said Ben. And who was second? Me. Somebody's got to be the a-hole.
Here's the thing. Anytime Ben is gone, and the talking text line is 800-990-3776. That's the ESPN Wisconsin talking text line. Definitely hit us up as we go through so many great topics today. But here's the thing. Whenever Ben is gone, the one thing that we always get is people say, it's much more peaceful that Ben isn't there.
That's true. We do get that.
That's the biggest thing that we get. So 800-990-3776. We are back live in studio after being at IKEA yesterday, relaxing on the couch. I am saying how much I did enjoy the comfy couch. I do love the comfy chair of the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio. But Brad, you said you woke up to some news, and so did I. I mean, the big news of the day would be world number 1 golfer Scottie Scheffler, who is now in second place at the PGA Tour Championship, being apprehended and arrested early this morning in Louisville, Kentucky. Brad, I mean, was that not the craziest and most, probably unexpected headline that you could see waking up this morning?
Shocking headline, Kyle. When I saw it, I was in disbelief. I thought it was one of those joke accounts, because what did we talk about even just the Monday after the Masters is that golf with Scottie Scheffler as the best player in the world number 1, the dude is consistent, he's calm, he's steady, and he doesn't make a lot of waves. There's not a lot of drama with him. And it makes golf fun to watch as always, but you're kind of like rooting for something more compelling.
Yeah.
And you wake up to this, and I thought it was a joke. I thought it was for sure. But as more came out, and Jeff Darlington just right there happens to be at the ground zero of all this happening is unbelievable. And I couldn't help but think about my experience as a player.
Yeah. So as a player, as someone who has the player privilege, which we asked you earlier, maybe it was last week, he asked you about being able to skip the line and do stuff like that. Do you think, as a player, when you have to be somewhere, is that something that you might just use? Like, hey, like, I know this is something going on here, but I got somewhere to be.
Well, I can put myself in Scottie's shoes pretty easily because it was inevitable, right? On an away game, everyone's on the bus and it's a police escort, no worries. But for home games, you drive yourself. So you have to deal with the traffic. You have to deal with the
They don't put you up in a hotel the day before?
Yeah,
like
hotel the day before. At college and pros.
Oh, okay.
So you'd always have to deal with the chaos of traffic, of road closures, of event services, and police. And I'll tell you what, you guys know that in my first year in Carolina, I mean, most of those games, I'm driving my used Toyota Highlander. I look like I do. They don't suspect I'm an NFL player. So oftentimes, I would have to weave through traffic and finally get to a point where there was a road closure, restricted access, whatever it is. I would have to just drive right there and be like, hey, officer, hey, sir, ma'am, whatever. Like, I got to get there. Like that parking lot right there, that says players only. I got to get there. I'm a player. Here's my parking credential. Almost always, there was remove the cones. Come on, move along. You put the cones back. Unlike my experience the other day when I moved the cones myself and got stuck in our parking lot.
You thought your player privilege extended here
That's
to
true.
the 3rd Street Market Hall, buddy. Hey,
I thought I belonged there.
The NFLPA can't represent you no more
No,
here.
they can't. I lost that privilege long ago. So it was always early in the season chaotic and challenging. By the end of the season, these people, you give them a wave, they move you on. But it's challenging. And I can see how, particularly given the situation about how there is a traffic incident, a fatality, everyone's tense, everyone's stressed. There were a couple times, you guys know me, try to be early, got my schedule. The traffic was getting bad, and it was getting to the point where my routine was going to get disrupted. And I got to make something happen. I got to get to the stadium. And so at that point, you start to make these choices like traffic's not moving. I'm going around and I'm just going to ask for forgiveness later. Or I'm just going to be like, if I run into somebody, like this is where I need to go. I'm a player. This whole thing relies on me to be able to be there.
So you understand kind of what was going through Scottie Scheffler's mind as he was trying to maneuver through traffic, trying to get to the course today. You kind of understood why he kind of decided to drive over the curb because he was just trying to get somewhere.
I do understand. Now the thing, who knows what the exact story is? That's the hard part, right? But if I'm Scottie, because I was in this position to an extent.
Oh, look at you all, big famous people.
Me and Scottie, kind
big
of the same
sports
dude.
athletes.
I'm a player. Me being like, hey, ma'am, I'm a player. It's one of the first things I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's just like, oh, okay, he's supposed to be here. Maybe that's the one thing Scottie didn't do, amongst potentially other things. But I would have said it right away. I don't think it comes off as being, being a flaunting or being braggadocious.
You could say a douche.
Yeah, a douche.
Being a douche.
I don't think it does that at all. I think it diffuses it. And I'd be the first one to say it. I'd proudly say it. Like, ma'am, this is my credential. I'm a player. I belong there. And it usually goes pretty well. I mean, have you ever had situations like that, Kyle? Where you're supposed to be somewhere and maybe you're above the rest of the traffic to your.
Let me tell you. Once I get a little smidge, a little power, or something like that, I definitely use my flex. I flex all the dang time. When my little cousin played at UW Madison, I would try to flex for that in the sense to get past traffic. But more
as a cousin,
yeah. Hey, I'm supposed to be here. Matter of fact, for the spring ball game at Michigan State, there was special parking for families. And so we're driving up and the lady's turning people away. I said, nope, can't park here. A lot is full. Nope, can't park here. A lot is full. And so as we're driving up, I'm like, well, isn't this where we're supposed to park at? My family was like, yeah. So I pulled up to the lady and she said, no more people. It's full. I said, ma'am, we're a players family. She said, oh, okay, come on. I said, thank you. I said, I don't know who she was talking to. But yeah, I've definitely been in a situation where you just feel like you kind of are deserved or owed something simply because of the connection that you have. So I completely understand kind of Scottie Scheffler's mindset this morning is that, yeah, I see the traffic. I see the police stopped here. This is an unfortunate situation, whatever they got going on. But they ain't here for me. I'm supposed to be able to get through. Oh, trust me, I done felt that before.
Yeah, totally. And at some point, you just run out of patience and you just got to go and you got to get to where you got to get to. Now, Are you more likely to watch now? Because we were saying that golf, the drama of it is just not there, and it's kind of vanilla. Something like this, I'm not going to lie, I'm already a golf fan. Now I'm making a conscious effort to go out there and do that because you know what Scottie Scheffler did? Dude got booked. He got a mugshot.
Yeah,
he got
the mugshot. So if you get that mugshot on ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and ESPN Madison on YouTube, I want to see that mugshot here.
And he got to the course, and don't you know it? Dude went and birdied the first hole.
Yeah.
And now he's second in the tournament.
I will say there's a lot more intrigue, right? Because sports is built around drama. The more drama there is, the more intrigue that you have. In golf, and we talked about it before with the Masters, it wasn't as drama-filled, so a lot of people weren't watching it as Scottie Scheffler did his thing at the Masters. And so when there's not a lot of drama, you're not watching. This right here is drama, and this right here is intrigue, and what this is going to do for those who don't even watch golf, those who had no idea the PGA Tour Championship was happening, those individuals are going to look up what happened and may follow the weekend to see how he performs after getting locked up. They did let him out, but we'll see how he performs. I can guarantee you if I go and I talk to my mom, I'm like, hey, you hear about the golfer? She said, yeah, what happened? What was his name, Scottie? Scheffler? What was it? What was it? She actually will be aware of that and aware of the fact that the PGA Tour Championship is happening this weekend. So a sad situation for this all to happen with, in the sense of somebody tragically losing their life in a traffic accident. But with the situation specific to Scottie Scheffler, it does make the weekend much more intriguing to see exactly how he performs after being apprehended and arrested.
Here's what I want to know. He got arrested. He was in like a Nike polo and shorts. And then his mugshot, he's wearing an orange jumpsuit.
They
listen, made him change.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought mugshots were just your normal clothes.
Heck, he got locked up.
They're already putting him behind bars.
He has been accused of assaulting an officer. Listen,
they didn't take his shirt off.
The prison system does not discriminate. That man was at that time when he got locked up. He showed up. Listen, you in Louisville.
They make you change your clothes. Take that off. Put this on.
Obviously, he was in jail. That's what prison is. Brad, that's what happens when you go to prison. What you mean?
I thought you leave your clothes on, though.
No,
they make you change your clothes.
Listen, that man has been charged. He has been charged with some counts. Some counts he's been charged with. Yeah, they made him put that on. That's
look
quite
at that
embarrassing.
on the stream. I mean, that's. I just cannot believe he's wearing an orange jumpsuit.
Yeah, that's what happens.
That's crazy.
They don't play down in the South. He got locked up. They treat you like everybody else. So yes, unfortunate situation. Now he got to have that jumpsuit, that picture, the rest of his life floating out there.
I'll tell you what, though. You already saw some T-shirts at the PGA Championship. I don't even know how this is possible.
Of his image?
Yes, there were people on the course wearing a white T-shirt of his image, and even like some of them were photoshopped to put like, a hat or bandana or like tattoos or whatever.
Free Scottie?
Yeah, like a free Scottie movement with it on there. So, I mean, look, this seems out of character for him and everything his persona is. I think it's even more popular than ever.
No, this actually, I know we talked about it before, is that he has a low-key persona, doesn't really talk too much, probably wasn't that famous. Like famous in the sports circles and people who actually watch golf, but just for normal people, obviously he won't be a Tiger Woods, but a Phil Mickelson has a name. A Rory McIlroy has a name. I think now Scottie Scheffler, after this incident, is going to have a name where he will always be remembered as the golfer that got arrested. Now, the story has not been fully written yet in the sense of come Sunday, it could be the golfer that got arrested was put in the orange jumpsuit, but by Sunday he was hoisting the PGA Tour Championship trophy. That will be quite the story to talk about come Sunday.
I just can't believe they put him in an orange jumpsuit. It's just so funny.
It's
so funny to
what's
me.
funny about it? That's what happened. I hope you never get locked up.
No, I hope so too. But I swear, when I see mugshots, I feel like they're wearing their normal clothes. Am I wrong? What about wait? Hold on.
Some do, some don't.
I don't want to.
I think there's a difference between maybe drinking and being pulled over for that versus he was accused of assaulting an officer. So there's probably levels to when they say, "Oh no, you got to put the jumpsuit on."
Gotcha.
I wonder if he got taken in, and so he was inside the population with some people for a little bit, or you think he was in holding by himself?
Honestly, I would have loved it. This has got to someday be a 30 for 30, where they go deep into what happened and behind the scenes and everything, because that is just so funny. The dude, number one golfer in the world, take your Nike polo off, put on this orange jumpsuit, snap the picture, probably did the fingerprints. All right, now get out of there.
Those jumpsuits just seem so disgusting. The amount of people that have just worn them same jumpsuits.
Yeah.
It seems disgusting. 800-990-3776. We're talking about Scottie Scheffler being arrested this morning on his way to the PGA Championship in Louisville this morning. But this really got us thinking about if one of us were to get into trouble, who would we call to get us out of trouble from the team of ESPN Wisconsin teammates. Who
Hope
will
you
be
ain't calling me.
Who will be the one call, that's all, that you're making to somebody to get you out of prison? I want to hear from Brad. I'll give you my answer. Strofe will as well, but 800-990-3776. You can call in and tell us who from ESPN Wisconsin you believe would be the first person that you would call and the first person you would not call. Also, stream and watch us live right now at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and ESPN Madison on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter, X, at Kyle Bruston Nortman ESPN. That's KBN ESPN on Twitter, X. We have more conversation on the other side as we ponder who will be that first call, who will be that one call we make if we ever got locked up when it came to our ESPN Wisconsin teammates. You are listening to KBN on ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN.
The fact that I, within a month and a half, would have an opportunity to have Sierra thinking about me, oh, my goodness. I signed up to be with y'all, but I will happily be with Sierra.
All right, take it easy. Put it in the pants. Put it in the pants.
Stop it. Not that type of happy.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because our home policies help protect your dreams and come with peace of mind. Save up to 25% by bundling home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Discounts may not apply to all coverages on an auto or home policy. Discounts do not apply to life insurance policies. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Tracks.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV.
Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues. This season, spring into adventure together in the Chevy of your choice.
See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Are you in need of expert exterior renovations? Look no further than Ridgetop Exteriors. For over 22 years, we've been the trusted name in roofing, siding, windows, doors, and gutter replacements.
I couldn't be happier with the new roof Ridgetop Exteriors installed. It's like having a brand new home.
The team at Ridgetop Exteriors made upgrading my siding a breeze. Quality work and friendly service.
With a track record of excellence, we take pride in transforming houses into dream homes. Visit us today at ridgetopexteriors.com for a free consultation. Ridgetop Exteriors, your trusted local affordable partners.
Looking for the perfect outdoor dining spot? The Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company has you covered. With their large patios and beer gardens, there's no better place to enjoy a perfect warm weather beer like the Crop Circle Wheat. Hungry? Enjoy appetizers and your favorite Dane dishes while soaking up the outdoors. With 4 Madison area locations, downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, or East Madison, the Great Dane is always just around the corner. Visit GreatDanePub.com for more information. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's original brew pub since 1994.
This is going to be a summer like no other at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. We're giving away over $300,000 in cash and prizes in just 3 months in our Golden Summer Series. There's so much happening May through July. We're talking rollover jackpots, promo kiosk rewards, hot seat drawings, pick a prize, hot ticket drawings, and more. It all adds up to over $300,000 in cash and prizes, including grand prizes of $5,000, $10,000, and the chance for something even bigger. The Golden Summer Series means more ways to win at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Join ESPN Madison in supporting the American Stroke Association's 2024 Cycle Nation event on Wednesday, May 22nd at the Sylvie. Cycle Nation isn't just a cycling event, it's a movement empowering healthy lifestyles while funding vital research to eradicate stroke and heart disease. Form a team and make a difference. Don't ride? No problem. Come out and cheer on the riders as they save lives with each push of the pedal. Visit cyclenation.org/Madison for more details and to donate. And don't forget to join Rutledge and Hamilton at the Sylvie on Wednesday, May 22nd. We'll see you there.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
After a serious accident, you'll need a winning team to protect your rights. Trust Wisconsin's own Ruger Law Offices. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, sponsored by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and Wisconsin On Demand. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
And I get locked up, they won't let me out. They won't let me out. Locked up, they won't let
World's
me
number
out.
one golfer, Scottie Scheffler, was arrested this morning as he was on his way to the PGA Championship after he drove on the curb or the median to try to get around a traffic accident. That's why we're playing the locked up music here.
It's fitting.
It is KBN here on ESPN.
Orange
Wisconsin.
jumpsuit.
Yeah, orange.
Still can't get over
orange,
it. Wild.
Orange jumpsuit. This is KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Kyle Wallace. The voice you just heard was Brad Nortman. The man behind the scenes holding it down for us is Trophy. Been on assignment today. 800-990-3776. We are taking your comments when it comes to your thoughts on Scottie Scheffler and everything that happened. And Mike and Franklin, you want to chime in on what happened with Scottie Scheffler?
Yeah, when you guys had asked who would you call from the ESPN?
Yeah, I want to know.
The guy that I would call would be Tausch. He's a silver-tongued guy. He could talk a monkey out of a tree.
That's true. That's so good.
But the last guy you want to call is Benny Brust because he's just going to agitate the officers.
That is 100% true. Mike and Franklin, you are 100% on par with that one. So I love that. Like, who would be the person you call? And obviously, again, this situation is a crazy situation that went on. But just thinking about if one of us got arrested, one of us had to put on the orange jumpsuit, one of us got locked up, who would be the teammate from ESPN Wisconsin you would call to get you out, and who is the one teammate that you absolutely would not even think about calling? Brad, who is the person that you're calling when you need help getting out of jail?
Okay, I got two that come to mind, and the caller said the first one I was thinking of. That would be Tausch. That's because Tausch can make friends with everybody. Tausch is universally beloved. He's smart as a whip. He'd be understanding. I feel like when I would call him and be like, Tausch, this is what I did, he'd be like, I see you, Norty. It's going to be okay. I got you. I think he'd be not only a comfortable place to land, but he'd also be able to befriend the cops. I think I'd be feeling better by the time the whole ordeal is over. But here's the other guy that I would have. And he's a multiple role for this one. You ready? So Joshy DiMaggio, producer of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Now, why am I calling Joshy? Anybody that listens knows that not only would he be loyal and reliable, so he'd pick up the phone and he'd come get me, because that's step number one. Like, do you pick up the phone? Do you have enough understanding to actually come help me out? But what do we also know about Joshy? Joshy's smart as a whip as well, and he has a very unique vernacular and ability to engage in good debate. I feel like he would walk in, and not only would he pick me up, he'd be like my lawyer. He'd be like, I am offended on Brad's behalf. I am aghast. This is egregious, preposterous, and flagrant, and not only is my client innocent, but I'm going to prove that you are indeed the criminal in this situation. I feel like Joshy would be uniquely equipped to be able to engage in a little verbal discourse where I'd walk away and say, you get him, Josh. You get him.
And I was thinking that the one thing with Joshy is that Joshy would definitely, he wouldn't just come to get you out. He would come and let them know, like, hey, y'all messed up. Yes. And the last thing I want to do when I'm trying to get out of jail is infuriate or make anybody mad. Just get me out. Like, Josh, I appreciate it. Now is not the time. But Josh is definitely going to give them
defend your honor.
Oh,
you
no,
don't
he
want
definitely
him to defend
will.
your honor?
No, I do, but I just want him to defend it actually in court. I don't want him to defend it right now. Like, at this point, just hurry up, let me get out. Like, let me get out first. And then once I get out, it's like, get him, Josh. Get him. Let him know. That's what I'm definitely doing. So for me, good ones.
So the person I wouldn't call.
Who would you not call?
I wouldn't call Homer.
Really?
I'm not sure he's going to pick up the phone. That's number one. And number two, I feel like Homer wouldn't have a whole lot of sympathy for me. He'd be like, you did what? Fine. And just hang up the phone.
See,
That's it.
I feel like Homer would actually come to your rescue.
You think he would?
Homer has nothing else to do with his life. He comes and does his show. He does his auctioneer type stuff, and he drives up to Higher Love is what it's called, Trophy. Drives up to Higher Love on the weekend, and so, I mean, he doesn't have too much to do. I feel like Homer will actually come through for you.
I think he'd say, you messed up. You got to pay the consequences. That's fine.
He definitely would. What are you calling for?
Brad's right.
Yeah.
He's going to make you deal with the consequences.
Yeah. You hang up the phone and you say, like, next. Hung up.
That would be terrible.
Next.
So right. So for me, when I think about it, I'm like, man, who would I call? Who would I call? First person I'm calling, see, I'm thinking strategic, right? Because if I got locked up, I may have done something I wasn't supposed to be doing, but I need somebody who could come and defend me. So the first thing I'm going to do is I understand you need somebody who can definitely defend you and have the cash to defend you. So the first person I'm calling, Craig Carmerson. I'm calling my boy from Sunday Karma with Craig Carmerson. Because if your boy get locked up, he needs somebody that's willing to come and who may be willing to say, well, how much is bail? Okay, I got you, Kyle. If it's 25 G's, all right, well, we'll figure this out.
The hell are you doing?
25 G's.
Listen, I just put a number out there. I'm saying if I got locked up, I must have did something wrong. And so what I'm saying is I'm calling Craig, but when I'm calling Craig, I'm also saying, Craig, before you leave, what I need you to do, call Tori Lowe. You go pick up Tori Lowe. You, Tori, get in the car together. And Tori Lowe can get Craig hyped up. They get each other hyped up. And so when Craig come in, he's Mr. Money Man. And when Tori come in, you know what they say? They said, oh, Tori here. What we done did now, because anytime MPD sees Tori come to the courthouse, they know something going down because they know Tori Lowe's going to defend you. So Craig and Tori is a perfect combination. The money man and the man that's going to get you out of all situations, that's what I'm going to do. But the person who I'm not calling Strofe. I'm not calling Strofe. I'm not calling Strofe because more than likely if I call Strofe is probably going to be hungover from partying the night before. He may show up hungover, and instead of him coming to get me out, we're going to be in cell block C together because he came because he had a little alcohol breath on his mouth. They're like, yeah, the guy Alex Strofe who came to pick you up, yeah, he's getting apprehended as well. We think he may be under the influence or hungover from the night before. He said he went to a party last night. So absolutely, Strofe is the last person I'm calling because I end up staying in jail. We'll be cellmates after we're done.
Hey, that'd be a good experience.
No, it would not be a good experience.
As my role as a new producer on the show, we could use some extra bonding time.
No, that's not the bonding time I want. Because listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Not in cell block C.
I ain't surviving.
Cell block C.
Because if we both went to jail at the same time, listen, I'm saying, hey, get him. You see that little skinny boy right there? He's ripe for the taking. I'm an old man. He's fresh young meat. He's a young 20-something-year-old. You don't want this old body. You want that fresh meat right there.
That is survival of the fittest in cell block C.
I'm throwing him under the bus, boy. We was in jail together. I'm definitely throwing Strophy out there.
I'm a little offended because I was going to say I would call you.
You should call me. My phone number is very easy to remember as well. You should. I would come and support you. I definitely would. But here's the thing. I'm a more mature version than you, right? I'm 10 years older than you are.
Boring now.
Exactly. I'm boring. And when the phone rings, what I'll do is I'll send you to my Google Assistant. It'll ask you, what is it that you want? And then after you say, it's Strofe, I'm locked up, I'm saying answer, and I would help you. But for you, I can't trust you, Strophy, man. I'm telling you, we'll both end up in cell block C.
That offends me.
It shouldn't. It should be a realization that, there's some.
You think I party too much?
It shows you're fun.
Yeah, does that mean I party too much? Is that what you're implying?
No, you like to have a good time, Strofe.
I tell you that Tori Lowe's trying to take me out on the town tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm very
that
curious
would be an
about
experience.
when what is a 50-year-old taking a 20-year-old to do?
I don't know. He's been asking me for 2 weeks. He's like, "When are we welcoming you to Milwaukee properly? We're going out," and he has marked this Saturday as our day.
Did he say where you're going to go?
No, he hasn't given me any information other than let's go out.
Let me find out. Tori Lowe is a weekend warrior.
Is he?
He's saving the world every weekend, everything I know.
Yeah, so he said earlier today when I asked him about going out, he said, yeah, I got to do a search party Saturday morning, but I'm free after that.
Wild. Tori lives a different life, man. Dude's a superhero. That's wild.
Tori did tell me a story. I'll share it. He did tell me a story one time where him and his buddies, they were sitting at the office one time working. They were like, you know what? Let's go down to Chicago. Let's get out of here. They went down to Chicago and kicked it for a whole night and came back. He said, boy, this was a crazy night. And so Tori does have some craziness in him.
Everyone's got it somewhere in them.
You think him and I is a bad recipe? Like, do you think we're going to be calling you tomorrow night?
I think you with Tori, because what will happen is that you can get Tori gassed up. It doesn't take a lot to get Tori. Once Tori starts letting loose, get him gassed up.
Really?
Tori was sitting there dancing at the WBA Awards, and Strophy was partying, having a good time. We were all dancing. Tori will definitely let loose after a little bit.
I can't wait to see how this mixture ends up. It does seem like it's ripe for a memorable night.
Open invite, fellas. You're more than welcome to join.
Wow.
We'll see. I got stuff to do. Strophy, one last thing. You told me who who you would call. Thank you. One call, that's all to me. But who would you be afraid to call? Who's the one person you're absolutely not contacting?
I think it might be Homer as well.
Wow. We got so many teammates here. We're choosing Homer.
I feel like Homer would want you to learn the lesson. I think that'd be his thing. He's like, you did it. You're in jail.
So
Sorry.
Here's the other one I was juggling with. Is Jason Wilde. He is the one phone number that's not my mom or my dad that I have memorized because I call him so often.
Yeah, that's true. Also,
so I don't know how it works. I've never been arrested. I assume they let you look at your phone because nobody memorizes numbers anymore.
Good point.
But the adage is essentially that you have to have the number memorized. So I might actually end up calling Jason Wilde, but I don't think I'd want to call Jason Wilde.
Yeah, I feel like Jason Wilde may give you a little bit of a lecture.
Fatherly lecture.
Yeah, I'll follow that. Yeah, Jason wouldn't be on my list of people to call because he'll be surprised, like, what in the world
He'd call me a dumbass almost immediately.
Yeah, I don't think I have time or energy for that, to deal with that, especially in these situations. 800-990-3776. Who would you call in a pinch? Who would you call from ESPN Wisconsin if you were to be arrested? I said I would definitely be calling Craig Carmerton and calling Tori Lowe. Brad, who did you say you'd be calling?
I got Tausch and I got Joshy DiMaggio, producer of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
And then Strofe would call me. I appreciate that, Strofe. Hopefully,
I might call Brust, too.
I feel like Brust is loyal, but it will be an interesting night, depending on what he's been doing.
I'd call Brad, too. I'd call all three of you.
Honestly. What was your initial gravitation to Kyle? Be like, that's my guy that I'd call.
I just know he's a mature man. He's got like older brother energy, where I don't think he'd give me too hard of a time in the car ride back. He'd be pissed. He'd call me an idiot, but I don't think he'd hold it against me forever.
He did. You did jump my car as well, Kyle. So you have an ability to swoop in and be a hero.
I'll jump if somebody needs help. I feel compelled to definitely step up and assist you anytime that I definitely can. I will help anybody.
You played 6 years in the NFL. You got a car battery dying?
Yeah.
He got
it died. Hey, but both of my car batteries died. Both Lexi's car and my car died like the first, in a month of one another.
And here's the thing: is that you drive a nice car. I drive a Ford Focus. Like, it's pretty embarrassing getting a nice luxury car jumped by a Ford Focus. Like, boy, oh boy, the investments that we make. 800-990-3776. We got some people hitting us up on the talk and text line with this one. On the phone, though, we have Tony. Tony, you're on KBN here on ESPN Wisconsin.
You guys are all overlooking Ashton Rotman right here. He's not only the nicest person in the office, he's unbelievably responsible. And how cool would it be to get picked up in a food truck from the county?
That's
true.
true.
Yeah, get picked up in the food truck. He's got he's got food ready for you. You know you're going to be hungry after a night out and not eating the bologna sandwich they provide to you. So Ashton, 100% being overlooked. He's the first guy you call, and whoever said it. Jason Wilde, 100. I produced for that man for 4 years. The lecture that I would not want to get about all the things I've done wrong in my life, and that 30-minute ride home would be unbearable.
Wait a minute, Tony. You'd be like, wait a minute. You would be like, hold on. Why are you talking about stuff from years ago, man? Let's focus on what I did today. He going down what you started did. You did. See, I remember back in 2018 when you did this.
Yep. Oh, he would be the worst free therapy session of all time. I would feel worse about my lecture from Wilde than I would about my conversation with the judge.
Oh, that's hilarious. Tony C., man, we appreciate you chiming in. 800-990-3776. This all comes from Scottie Scheffler, the world's #1 golfer, being arrested on his way to the PGA Championship for driving over a median and having some issues with the police. He was arrested. He was released. He performed very well today. He's actually in third place currently after shooting a 66 today at the PGA Tour Championship. But this got us asking, if one of us was arrested, if Brad was arrested, if I were arrested, if Strofe was arrested, if you, KBN Nation, was arrested, who from ESPN Wisconsin would you be calling first, and who would you absolutely avoid calling like the plague? 800-990-3776. Y'all are blowing up the talk and text line. We'll get to that and so much more on the other side, but keep it like you're listening to KBN right here on ESPN Wisconsin.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
And I said, it just came out. I said, are y'all going to talk the whole show like this? Good for you. For the next 25 minutes, all they said was they started ribbing me. Oh, you going to clap like that the whole time? You going to laugh like that the whole time?
No.
You going to lay back like that the whole time? Why don't y'all go sit over in them open seats?
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it yourself at 2 convenient Madison locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Honda certified technicians handle it all. You can even get flexible payment options. Fix your car now and pay later. Apply online to see your options in seconds with no hard credit check. Make your service appointment online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
You're probably being overwhelmed with information about semaglutide, the game-changing FDA-approved weight loss treatment. Jim Rutledge here. I was like you. I didn't know what it was until I saw Dr. Nessa Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. He can walk you through the benefits. He can tell you if it's right for you, and then you could come up with a plan to change your life with a workout plan and semaglutide. With that plan, I dropped from 20% body fat to 10% body fat, and I dropped over 20 pounds of fat and kept my muscle. You can do the same thing. Go see Dr. Nessa Rodriguez at Carbon World Health.
We shopped at Chalmers because my husband wanted to get me a larger diamond in my engagement ring.
The folks at Chalmers said, well, we could just make it like this and we could do these things. Really just basically decided that there wasn't any place else we wanted to shop.
But not only did they create this new engagement ring for me with this gorgeous center stone, they also rehabbed this other ring, and I am beyond pleased.
Her favorite thing to do now is to walk around and show her hands and have people comment on it.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
Jim Rutledge here to talk to you about North and South Seafood and Smokehouse, the official barbecue joint of Rutledge and Hamilton and the official barbecue joint of the Rutledge household. We love going to all three of their locations, whether it's in DeForest, Madison, or in Verona. We get the same great service and food every time we go, no matter the location. Even better, when we have parties, cookouts, or anything in between, I don't have to spend all my time over the grill. Instead, I give a call to the folks at North and South Seafood and Smokehouse. So hurry in to North and South Seafood and Smokehouse, the official barbecue joint of Rutledge and Hamilton and the official barbecue joint of the Rutledge household.
Ben Brust here from Kyle, Brust, and Nortman and tell you about the newest spiked tea on the market, and that is Hoop Tea. And when I mean that it's the newest and best, it was born on the boardwalk of Ocean City, Maryland, and enjoyed now right here in Madison, Wisconsin. With flavors like an original spiked tea. You have peach, you have mango, you have watermelon. Hoop Tea will make you feeling great with whatever flavor fits your profile. Hoop Tea. Enjoy the hoops on the screen and hoops in your hand. HoopTea.com. Must be 21 years or older to enjoy.
The host might be irrelevant, but the conversations aren't.
It's great to see you. I've known you for the listeners since you were in high school.
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe, presented by Door County Distillery.
Your voice has gotten much deeper. You've really matured.
Yeah, puberty is a beautiful thing, Scott.
Yeah, congratulations. But
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe, presented by Door County Distillery. Live on ESPN Madison's YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and available wherever you get your podcasts.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
It is KBN right here on ESPN Wisconsin. You can watch and stream us live right now. Go to YouTube and type in ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube or type in ESPN Madison on YouTube and watch and stream us live right here. I'm Kyle Wallace. He's Brad Nortman. Alex Strofe holding it down for us. Ben is on assignment. And we are talking about the big story of the day in sports. It ain't the Packers' schedule today. It is world's #1 golfer Scottie Scheffler being arrested on his way to the PGA Tour Championship today. Crazy stuff, which got us to ask, who would you call from ESPN Wisconsin if you were arrested? In 800-990-3776. You all in KBN Nation, you all came through. Ryan on the talking text line said, as far as you three go, obviously Brad gets the first call, followed closely by Kyle, and then we would just skip over Ben and go right to Willie and Tausch or Rutledge. So they said they ain't giving Benny no call. He can't be trusted. Ron said, listen, the most reliable call is Ashton. That's an easy one. But Kyle, you've been working with Craig and his daughter for the last many years. They got that old money, secret handshake money. That's who you should be calling first. You're absolutely right. Like I said, I'm calling Craig first, 100%. Chef Ed, our good old Chef Ed, loyal listener, he said, listen, the person I'm calling, the two people, is Homer, and guess who?
Who?
Brad. I'm calling Homer
and
Brad, the most reliable person. I feel like calling Brad is a pretty consistent thing. Like, Brad is definitely reliable. Brent also said, you got to call Homer. I feel like he would help you, but give you a reality check that you need. You messed up. You've done stupid. But then way later on, he would tease you about it and go on about your good way. That's why I said I would call Homer too. I wouldn't mind calling Homer.
Yeah, Homer would give you tough love, and I think emphasize the tough part of that one.
Absolutely, the tough side. Adam, he said, listen, I call Matt Hamilton because he'd laugh about it, but he's never in town, so there's that. But he's got a ton of connections as well. More on the talking text line. Daniel said, I would call Strofe because when he picks me up, we would end up going right back out to party and celebrate me getting that is definitely the person that would party with you if he doesn't get locked up with you.
Yeah, I'm thinking about if I was the person receiving this call from any of you guys, right? And I think to myself, guys, do you even pick up a call when you don't have the contact information? Because I'm not going to lie. If I got a phone call and I don't have the contact, it just says Milwaukee, I'm probably not picking it up. And even if it says Milwaukee Police Department, I don't know. I might think this has got to be spam. This has got to be something. So do you guys pick up calls when you don't have the contact?
So I used to, again, FOMO I talked about before, like I like sitting in the chair that you are because I can see outside and see everything going on. Before I got my new phone, which I have a nice Google Assistant that legitimately screens all my calls for me. I would pick up. Shout out to Android.
Get an iPhone.
No, thank you.
iPhone.
I would definitely answer phone calls because I just had curiosity of who it was. I definitely did. And they're like, hey, is this such and such?
You enjoy that?
I had
surprise?
I'm curious. I don't want to miss a call. I don't want to miss anything. So, yeah, I would answer the call just to see. If I saw Milwaukee Police Department calling me, my heart would drop. That's the first thing I would do. But, what's going on? My heart would drop. I saw courthouse. Matter of fact, I actually had a call last week. It was randomly at some random time of night, and I got a call on my phone. I want to see if I could find it. It said prison call.
Oh.
I was like, listen. I remember when I was a kid and I got a call from my cousin who was, he has some stuff happen. You know what I'm saying? You have a call from
some legal troubles.
Legal troubles, and so I saw this. I said, prison call. I said, I don't even think that's how it works. It doesn't say prison call when somebody from prison gives you a call.
Sure it does.
Does it? Listen, what does that say?
Left? Hold on, I'm gonna lean toward it.
You can try to zoom in on my phone if you can, Trophy. It says prison.
It says prison/jail.
Prison/jail. I ain't answing that.
Was there a message left?
No.
Why didn't you answer?
Because it was a 920 number, prison/jail. I said, listen, whoever it was, they didn't call me back. They really needed me. I would have.
Kyle,
called me
they
back.
only get one call.
Listen,
and you didn't pick up.
I didn't know who it was. I ain't answering no random calls that night. You got me messed up.
If I get a call that says potential spam, there's about a 70% chance I'm answering.
Really?
I like screwing with those people.
So you still got time.
You would enjoy that.
You got time.
I still got time. So do you, bro.
No, I don't have. Listen, I don't have time. That's why I send it to my Google.
You go home, you take off your clothes, you lay in bed.
I ain't got time to be playing around with people on my phone. I send them to the Google Assistant now and let them handle it.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I sent my Google Assistant says, "Hey, the person who has this phone I'm an automated Google Assistant. They want to know what you're calling for, and then people could talk and it transcribes in
Is
live
that
time.
real?
Yeah, it's definitely real.
He showed me how to do it. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's dope. I have a Google Assistant that I use to, screen my calls.
I feel like that is a bit of a charade to try to get you feeling appreciative of your Android and not of bum that you don't have an iPhone.
No, it is actually something very useful. So I just sent him to my Google Assistant. Turn your mic on. Turn your mic on. Strophy, turn it on. Oh, he can't hear me. Turn your mic on, Strophy.
Well, I can hear it. It's a Google Assistant. So I'm trying to reach Kyle. That's what I'll say.
And then?
And it said, "Can you tell me what you're calling about?"
Yeah. See?
Basically, Kyle sends you to his virtual assistant. And it says, Kyle's not around right now. Go ahead and leave a message and tell him what you're trying to reach him for. And it transcribes it for you, and then you can dictate from there whether you want to text respond or pick up the phone. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, no, it's great. And the thing is, again, curiosity. I am somebody that's so curious, so I definitely want to answer calls. And so if somebody does call me from a random number, the prison jail one, I was very confused about that one. I really wasn't sure what that was going on. But here, Strophy, go ahead, punch it through.
On behalf of the person you're trying to reach, can you say what you're calling about?
I want to reach Kyle.
And my phone says I want to reach Kyle. And so what I'm going to say is?
Can you tell me what you're calling about?
I'm calling to tell him he's an idiot.
May I ask who's calling?
My name is Alex Strofe.
Sorry, I didn't get that. Could you repeat what you just said?
My name is Alex Strofe.
Thanks. Can you tell me more about the details?
Kyle is a big, dumb idiot.
You have the wrong number. Thanks and goodbye.
Whoa.
So are you saying
I'm pressing,
that?
yeah, I'm
You're
responding.
saying
I can read everything that he's saying. And so I'm just responding to you.
And then it says you have the wrong number because I called you an idiot?
Well, yeah, I said wrong number. I clicked wrong number, so it hung up on you. It told you had the wrong number.
Dang, that's a lot of power in the fingertips of Kyle Wallace.
It sure is. That's what I'm saying.
Right, maybe you shouldn't get an iPhone.
Thank you.
That's kind of cool.
Thank you. 800-990-3776. If you do call me, Strophy, from a random number, my Google Assistant will answer. And then once you say who it is, I will be able to pick up the phone.
So I could say, hey, it's Alex Strofe. I'm calling from Milwaukee County Jail.
Yep. And then I would say, oop, Strophy, what the heck is going on? 800-990-3776. We have more coming through as well. Mary, she said, I will call Jen Latta. She would most likely be at the casino and have some extra money to bail me out. And then David on the talking text line said, two people I would not call in this situation, Homer and Jason Wilde. There seems to be a theme with people not wanting to call Jason.
Yeah.
And Homer.
And Homer as well. Even though I would call Homer for a good laugh. I need a good laugh when I get out.
You think you're looking for a laugh, though?
Depending on what I've been charged with, I think if I was Scottie Scheffler and I was charged with assaulting an officer and different things like that, I probably wouldn't be in the mood for anything Homer would have to say. So, yeah, that wouldn't be the time for
Yeah,
that.
Homer would be pretty gruff, I feel like, with you and maybe with the arresting officers.
That's true, but you know what would take the ease and the edge off for everybody?
What's that?
A little bit of carbless.
Oh, it always takes the edge and the ease off. That's because with Carbless, it's my go-to drink. It's a premium cocktail that truly is guiltless. You guys know me. I'm trying to eat healthy. I'm trying to stay in shape. The last thing I want to do is get to the evening and detonate everything I did throughout the day. That's why I grab a Carbless. No carbs, no sugar, gluten-free, less carbonation. That means less bloat. I feel so much better about myself. Only 100 calories per can. And especially now, the weather is beautiful out there today. It's Friday, baby. I'm going to go back. I'm going to fire up the grill, maybe do a bonfire tonight. There's so many ways that I'm going to sit back, relax, and enjoy my Carbless. Whether you're on the outdoor patio, on the lake, tailgating at the Brewer game, just like I was last weekend, it's always a time to grab a Carbless. And there's a flavor for everyone. The fruit flavors are hitting so good right now with that warm weather. But the classic cocktails like Margarita and Paloma always have a special place in my heart. If you have not discovered why Carbless is so good, what are you waiting for? It's taken over everywhere. I'm seeing Carbless here. I'm seeing Carbless there. Now is your time to discover why less is more. Find them online and at retailers near you.
We have KBN Academy coming up next. Let's see what Strophy got for us today. Keep it locked. This is KBN on ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman.
No, some of those things I say act like I think I'm something that I'm not.
I mean, you can say finna. Say, listen, I'm finna do this show here from 5 to 6.
I'm finna do the show. the Homer hour finna be lit from 5 to 6. No, I'll never say that again.
It rolls though, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. It's not me.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
Varsity on Wisconsin On Demand is home to all the latest and best Badgers content on ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcasts.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Hunter Vaughn. The Wisconsin football team has wrapped up their spring practice, and head coach Luke Fickell is feeling confident about the team.
I really feel good about where we are. It was a very competitive spring, and I think we got a lot better in a lot of different ways. Solidified some stability, I think, in groups and units, and created some competitions that they're going to vote really well for us come the fall.
The Badgers officially kick off their season August 31st as they host Western Michigan at Camp Randall.
Right now, get 0% interest-free financing for up to 48 months when you order by May 31st. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
As a roofer, spring means the start of my busy season, which means I've got to get organized. With help from Beacon, I can save time with Beacon Pro Plus and 24/7 access to live pricing, delivery tracking, order history, and more. Plus, this spring, I can earn $1,000 and the chance to win a $25,000 backyard renovation just by buying my CertainTeed shingles online with Beacon. No purchase necessary. Now that's what I call a spring cleanup. Visit BECN.com for official rules and to start earning entries.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because they never charge over the MSRP.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as 1 business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you in need of expert exterior renovations? Look no further than Ridgetop Exteriors. For over 22 years, we've been the trusted name in roofing, siding, windows, doors, and gutter replacements. With a track record of excellence on our Google reviews, we take pride in transforming houses into dream homes. Visit us today at ridgetopexteriors.com for a free consultation. That's ridgetopexteriors.com. Ridgetop Exteriors, your trusted local affordable partners.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry.
So if I gotta ask you right here on KBN on ESPN Wisconsin, when you hear songs like this that came out before you were born or right as you were born, like what do you think when you hear them?
I mean, I love Outkast. So what do you mean, what do I think?
No, I mean, like, this song, when you were born, I'm pretty sure this song came out as you were born or no, I feel like this song came out as you were born, maybe 1998 or 2000. Like, what do you, I'm just curious.
He probably has, like, just a different association with it, right? Like, he probably, maybe he heard it in high school, a decade plus after it came out.
This song is timeless.
No, it is. I remember when it came out. This song, timeless. This song was incredible.
It came out October of 2000.
There it is. You were in diapers.
I was too. Yeah.
That'd be the same thing of asking us, like, how do you feel when you hear, like, Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones? Like, there's some people.
I don't even know if this is Satisfaction. What does that sound like?
No.
Dun, 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 dun. I can't get no
satisfaction.
Kind of. Not really. You just have your own association. But it is weird to think about. Like, I forget Strofe is so much younger than
he's
us.
a baby.
He's a baby.
He's an absolute baby. This song, I was loving this song back in 2000. So I was just very curious. 800-990-3776. This is KBN right here on ESPN Wisconsin. And it's time for Strofe to ask us some questions on KBN Academy.
This is Satisfaction.
By
Rolling Stones. I mean, you must have heard this in a stadium or something.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds familiar.
Wow. In radio, our goal's pretty simple.
Just so you know, we really suck.
Have an A show or an F show.
Hey, I'll decide who sucks around here.
The same goes for topics in this next segment. This is the KBN Academy.
Those that can't do, teach.
It is KBN Academy right here on KBN. This is where Strofe asks us, whether it's A or F from thing, or get our opinion on all the trending topics happening around sports, pop culture, or just anything that comes out of the crazy mind of Alex Strofe. Now, Strofe, what do you got for us today?
Guys, neither of you hit me as video game guys, but College Football 25's trailer officially dropped today.
Oh, did it?
I got to say, it's the most excited I've ever been for a video game to come out. First one in 11 years. Are either of you excited, or will neither of you play it?
I am excited. I admit, in high school, before high school, I loved playing video games. Even in college, like before going to the bars sometimes, you play some video games. And I haven't played video games in a long, long time. And I used to love NCAA football. I used to like NCAA football more than Madden, actually. So this is the first time that I can remember, in probably 15 years, that I'm legitimately tempted to go buy a video game.
Yeah, I've been waiting for NCAA to come out for years. It is it's not a coincidence that I stopped really playing video games back when they stopped making NCAA college football. That was one of my favorite games to play. Nothing better than Dynasty Mode. Oh. Simply the fact, when they had a teaser about a graphic for what the cover was, I believe came out last week for NCAA 25, I was like, oh, they have a release date, what's going on? And now that Strofe just told me there's an actual trailer out, I'm definitely going to watch the trailer during the break. I absolutely love NCAA Football 25. I am glad it is finally back, and now I have something to do when I'm in my basement playing video games all night.
Brad, just out of curiosity, your former teammate, who was a defensive lineman for Wisconsin, Patrick Buttram.
Buttram. Yeah.
Were you faster than him?
Yes.
Well, NCAA 2011 disagrees. I'm going to pop it up on the video stream now. I found from
what a handsome-looking guy.
Ooh,
86.
What? That doesn't even look like me.
Brad is bald. He's apparently from South Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 6'3", 211. He's a punter with an 86 overall.
He was a heck of a punter.
Only a 65 speed. Buttram 68 speed.
Oh,
89 overall.
That is embarrassing when it comes.
44 strength, Brad. 44.
I tell you what. This is where I need to go to the makers of NCAA football and file a grievance for slander.
Look at Josh Oglesby as a 92.
Because, look, 86 overall punter, I'll take that. Look, I'm not from South Milwaukee. What are we talking about
because
here?
Here's the thing. Your likeness. You don't get paid for your name, image, and likeness. And what they did in NCAA, they would put you in the state that you're from, but not the exact same city. And the only reason your name is on there is because somebody put in the names, and then this is the downloaded version of the actual names of everybody.
And I guess they can't make it actually look like me because that'd be too close to the likeness.
You had a buzz cut.
Now, this
You're
guy's
a white guy with a
This guy
white
looks like
guy
he's
with a buzz
45.
cut. It looks pretty accurate to me.
No, this guy looks like he's a 45-year-old Russian.
Man, these guys.
That's not Brad Nortman.
You're a puncher. They weren't going to put too much details into punchers, but an 86 overall, that's impressive, Brad.
Yeah, it's
impressive.
not bad.
Man, how did you get this so quickly, Stroh?
Yeah, that's pretty good, Stroh.
Remember during the break when I said I'm doing research, and I'll tell you why in a minute? I was trying to figure out what Brad's overall was his senior year. 86 overall. That's not bad, Brad.
That's pretty good. I am a little bit enraged about the speed and strength. That's a lack of research by EA Sports.
Were you strong
for a punter?
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I mean, I put up 12 on 225.
All right, Brad, for what it's worth, Madden 16, that was the year after you guys went 15-1.
Ooh, what was his rating?
81.
Oh.
A little tougher grading curve in Madden, though. A little tougher grading curve. Do you have that? Yeah, I would love to see how close they got me on Madden.
Your rookie year, are you aware what your overall was?
He was a 70-something, right? Or 60-something?
Lower.
50s? No.
You were a 57 overall in August of 2012.
Oh, my gosh. That's disturbing.
Did Madden ratings get worse? Like, did it go down? Was it tougher to have a higher rating in Madden?
You peaked at an 85.
Okay.
That was Madden 15, so the 2014 season.
Look at you, Brad. You were at 85?
I'll take that.
Sheesh. I didn't know I was working with a star.
And your final year in the league, which would have been the 2017 season, Madden 18, entering the season, you were 77.
Man, I don't know what happened that make my drop so much. That's embarrassing. I would.
They saw all them safe punts you had. We're trying to make sure the defense was set up right.
Yeah. So I don't have any of the Madden games that I played in. I actually I want to go back and buy at least one of them.
Did you play yourself?
Something that's wild is you were still available to play as in Madden 21, I believe.
Like a free agent?
Madden 24, Brian Bulaga was still available.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean, has Brian officially retired? Or he did last year. He did last year.
But up until that point, no.
I do want to go back and buy me one of those Madden games that I was in.
So
stop at a video game store. You'll get it for $5.
You're probably right.
Do you have a console?
I have a PS4, I believe.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. You can download it from the App Store, right?
I have no idea how that worked. Did you never play with yourself in these video games?
Oh, phrasing.
Did you never play as yourself?
I never did. I never did.
What?
Every once in a while, it's kind of funny. Like on Twitter, I would get these 10-year-old kids that would tag me and record their screen, and they would try to beat the other team with me as quarterback and prove how good at Madden they are. So I would have things of guys playing with Brad Nortman at quarterback and they're beating people. And I'm like, you go get them, Brad. You throw a touchdown pass.
You remember a couple weeks ago we had John, the high school student, shadowing me back here?
Yeah.
And he traded you every year for Johnny Hecker, who is currently the Panthers punter.
He is the Panthers punter.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, it's ironic. I mean, I actually, Hecker's a good dude, so I can't be mad at him.
He may end up being the greatest punter in Panthers history. You mess around.
No, he won't.
That's you right now, right?
I do believe I still hold the records.
Yeah, look at
single season records.
Look at you. I can't wait to play Madden 25 so I can play with my little cousin. That's it.
Yeah.
NCAA 25.
Oh, yes. NCAA 25. Thank you so much. It shows you how much I've played video games in the last decade.
It's just, I thought it was just more fun to play with college teams. And I'll say this. There was one of the years in college, and maybe they still do this, they play all the fight songs of the school. I know all the fight songs because of that. I kind of like
that. Da-na-na-na-na, go!
Gators.
Is that what it is? Yeah. So always fun.
And then whenever they played on Wisconsin, I was like, yes, I know this one.
I love that. 800-990-3776. This is KBN. But before we get to the other side, I need you to watch PGA Tour champions, including tournament host and defending champion Steve Stricker at the American Family Insurance Championship when it returns to University Ridge Golf Course Friday, June 7th through Sunday, June 9th. Everybody in Madison, everybody at University Ridge knows who Steve Stricker is, so he won't have any issues, nor will you, because it will be a great weekend, because also as part of it, there will be the 3-time Grammy Award-winning Train performing on Friday, June 7th at Breeze Stevens Field. Proceeds will support Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and the American Family Children's Hospital. I want you to get your tickets today for the AmFam Championship by going to AmFamChampionship.com. That's AmFamChampionship.com. I might suck, but the AmFam Championship is fantastic. More KBN coming up next.
Jeff.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it yourself at 2 convenient Madison locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Honda certified technicians handle it all. You can even get flexible payment options. Fix your car now and pay later. Apply online to see your options in seconds with no hard credit check. Make your service appointment online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
This is former Wisconsin linebacker Chris Orr. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a good Karma Brands radio station on Wisconsin.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. My name is Riley Yauk, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. The NTT IndyCar Series is coming June 6th through the 9th. Get your tickets today and check out the full season schedule at roadamerica.com. Starting in baseball is after an off day yesterday, the Brewers hit the road. Tonight's game in Houston against the slumping Astros kicks off a 9-game stretch away from Milwaukee. The team might not mind, though, as they've had a good amount of success away from the shelter of AmFam Field's retractable roof, going 14-8 on the road. Good for second best in the National League, only behind the Philadelphia Phillies. Regardless, Freddie Peralta takes the hill for the Crew tonight. Shout out to Jeff and Monroe for the correction. First pitch at Minute Maid Park, scheduled for 7:10, not 8:10 as previously mentioned. And all of you fellow video game fans out there, the EA Sports College Football 25 trailer has officially dropped, and there are a plethora of Wisconsin cameos, including Hunter Wohler getting a glamour shot, Bucky flexing for the camera, Jake Chaney throwing up the W, and James Thompson Jr. chopping down the goalpost with Paul Bunyan's axe. I could not be more excited. Let's get back to some KBN.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studios in Madison, this is Kyle Brust and Nordman, KBN. Sponsored by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
KBN continues to roll on here on ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Kyle Wallace. He's Brad Nortman. Alex Stroh holding it down for us. No Ben Brust today. Ben is on assignment. What a jam-packed, fun hour number one we have for you today as we talked about the breaking news of the day as world number one golfer Scottie Scheffler was arrested on his way to his tee time for the PGA Tour Championship today. And we wanted to know, if there was somebody from ESPN Wisconsin that you would call if you were in trouble, who would that be? And who would you not call whatsoever? But as we roll on, there was something that Brad and Stroh sent to me earlier today from a gentleman named Mike Clay. Now, I've heard the name, but if I didn't have an opinion on him before 10 o'clock today, I definitely have an opinion on him now based off the garbage that he put out there about our Green Bay Packers. When I say our Green Bay Packers, I'm talking about me and KBN Nation's Green Bay Packers. Today, Mike Clay, he does his projections every single year of what he believes the players' stats will be. It's all based off, I believe, fantasy, correct? He's a fantasy guy
fantasy,
for ESPN.
Statistics, he runs these models.
And so he ran a statistical model for how he felt the Green Bay Packers would do this year. And based off the statistical model that he ran, he said that Jordan Love would regress this year. He said that Josh Jacobs would have less than 1,000 yards rushing, and that the Green Bay Packers' average win total was 8.1?
8.9.
8.9, which means the Packers would win at most 9 games, which was below what the Chicago Bears had. So, listen, garbage. Do you think there's do you see anything in there where there might be some validity to this? Are we missing something, Bradley?
Well, this comes off the heels of us having a conversation yesterday when we see the schedule. What are our projected win totals? And you and Strophy had 12. I was oscillating between 10 and 11. And I felt like I was looking at it with a critical eye. So when I looked at Mike Clay's projections, I was totally anticipating 10 wins, Jordan Love throwing somewhere, 30 touchdowns to maybe 10 or less interceptions. And what he had presented based on his models was really poor. It reflected a lot of regression that the Green Bay Packers would have to have if it were to become a reality. So I was a little shocked. I was wondering myself, are we too optimistic? Am I too optimistic about the Green Bay Packers, or is this model in the wrong?
And talking about optimism, when we look at the poll we had yesterday while we were at IKEA, we asked KBN Nation on Kyle, Bruston, Nortman, KBN, ESPN on Twitter X, we asked, how many wins do you think the Packers will have in the 2024 season? We said 9 or less, which got 10%. 10 got 27%. 11 got 44%, and 12 or more got 20%. And so the optimism in Packer Nation is high for this football team. That's why it was a complete shock to see Mike Clay not only have the Packers at 9 wins this year, but also having Jordan Love taking a step back, despite what the great Jerry Rice said about Jordan Love, despite what NFL circles have said about Jordan Love, and despite of what our eyes have told us about Jordan Love. But I know this also got us thinking about this, Brad. What would be a disappointing season for the Green Bay Packers? Like, what is the win total if this comes true, which you have 8.9, which we'll just round it up to 9. If the Green Bay Packers win 9 games next year, would you see that as being a disappointing season for the Packers?
A 9-8 season would be a disappointment to me. I really do believe that. If we expect this team, which is mostly returning on offense, so they should be able to pick up where they left off, and have a defense that should get younger, faster, and employ a more aggressive defensive scheme that should result in better results for the defense, I think that this team should absolutely be a 10-win or better football team. 9 wins would reflect no step forward, no advancement, and if Jordan Love gets that contract we think he is, you're going to pay him all this money, and it's not going to result in greater win totals or continued progression for Jordan Love. So 9 wins would be a disappointment for me. But not only that, I think that their schedule allows for that to also be the case because they got a pretty favorable schedule. Yeah. I think they're going to get 6 to 7 wins before the bye in week 10.
Oof,
so if they are looking at 9 wins in total, not only are you probably missing the playoffs, either you just snuck in like last year or you're bounced early, or you're just first one out. I think the schedule sets up for at least 10-win season. And if we're going to hope that this team at all can be a Super Bowl contender in the anywhere near future, you got to get 10 wins.
Yeah, I want to hear from KBN Nation on this one. 800-990-3776. I want to know anything less than what number of wins is a disappointment for the Green Bay Packers because, as we said, optimism was extremely high. I'm excited for next season because I think this is the year that the Green Bay Packers absolutely take the next step in the right direction. But Mike Clay is throwing salt in the game. He's throwing some pessimism into the game, and he's using his statistical models, which obviously are trash models that he's using, but he's using these models to make the Green Bay Packers look like they may not be as good as we think they are, and they may not take the step forward. But 800-990-3776. I want to know anything less than what number of wins would be considered a disappointment for the Green Bay Packers. And you said 10, anything less than 10 would be a disappointment.
Anything less than 10, 9 or less would be a disappointment. Because I looked at, if what Mike Clay had put out there comes to fruition, where it was 9.8 wins, or 8.9 wins, let's call it 9. And Jordan Love had the statistical season that he put out there, and Josh Jacobs less than 1,000 yards. And I think it was even like, Jaden Reed having 5 touchdowns. I just look at this and I'd say this would be a failure of a season.
Yeah, based off what the statistical models, that would be a failure. For me, though I believe this is going to be a great season, I think 10 wins, I wouldn't be gung-ho about it, but I would still think that's a step in the right direction. I wouldn't think that they had the season I expected them to have, but if they have 9 wins this year, it is a complete disappointment. That is 100% disappointment because, as you said, you basically stayed right at 9 wins, which would be a terrible thing. And based off a season last year where you had so many things and obstacles to overcome. You had to overcome youth. You had to overcome a first-year starting quarterback. You had to overcome Joe Barry. You had to overcome Jair Alexander being hurt but then having some antics off the field. There was so much that this team had to deal with, and they found a way to get into the playoffs. If the Green Bay Packers were to end up in the exact same place that they were in last year, that would be a complete and utter disappointment for this organization.
Think about some of the excuses we were making for this team early in the season. a lot of injuries, for one, but also, do you remember in October and September, we were saying we have receivers that are running bad routes. They're in the same area of one another.
Yeah, they sure were.
That is elementary stuff. Those kind of issues that result in very legitimate losses, those should no longer be the case. So this should be a more polished team. The jump between year 1 and 2 and year 2 and 3 should be pretty significant.
And talking about jumps, because you are, the former NFL punter, the guy who was once an 86 in Madden punter.
Yes, sir.
Talking about regression, right, is you were on a team that took a step forward and then took a step back with the Carolina Panthers before you really launched and took off. Can you just talk a little bit about, the regression that should make you a little weary that the Green Bay Packers could stumble into this year?
Yeah, the second year of doing well is much harder than the first year. I say that in my own experience. Carolina, we were the up-and-coming team in 2013, 12-4. We won the division, got a playoff game, lost to the 49ers, who were a really good team back then. The next year, we were thinking, we got this. It's the trail is blazed. We will win the division again. No problems, no concerns. We were 7, 8, and 9 the next year. We did win the division because the division was trash.
500.
Yeah, below 500. Won the division. One of the rare teams to ever do it. But it was much harder the second year because when you are the team that has a target on your back, when you're the team that everyone circles as this one we got to bring our A game for, it's a maturity thing that you don't know how to handle that until you're in the situation. It usually takes a little bit of trial and error. We were a team that needed to grow in maturity and needed to understand this is what it takes to be the team that everybody is getting up for, is bringing their A game for. And honestly, too, it's just human nature. When you're at the top of the pyramid, when you're at the top of the mountain, when you're the top dog, it's really hard to continue to do the little things. It's hard to, you're putting all this effort in to continue to stay at the top. The climb, it's easier to put in the extra effort. But when you're already at the top, you get a little complacent. Take the foot off the gas a little bit. It's just human nature. That's why when guys like Jordan, Kobe, Tom Brady, when guys like that do that, you're astounded because so few can do that. When you're at the top, to keep the foot on the gas, complacency is so easy to set in. It's just human nature. So this Green Bay team, they have a much different challenge this year than they did last year. You were fighting for respect. You are punching upward in 2023. 2024, you're going to be the one that everyone's going after.
Brad, here's the thing. You gave a great speech, and I do love you. I care about you, and you made me think about my Green Bay Packers. I need for you to call Cam Newton and Luke Kuechly, and I need you to tell them to come to Green Bay and give that exact same speech and speak about the experience of when they took a step forward, then they were 7 and 8. Not saying that you can't, rah, get them excited because you are Brad Norman, but Cam got a way of doing it. I'm sure Luke Kuechly can do it as well. You can go too. You three can talk.
I'll be their hype guys. I'll say, you tell them, Cam.
Exactly.
That's right, Luke.
Because that is so true, and I think I hope Matt LaFleur is preaching that to the Green Bay Packers, but they need to make sure people who have been there are sharing that message that you all can't get complacent. You've got to stay hungry. 800-990-3776. That's the ESPN Wisconsin talking text line. Paul in the car. You say 9 games?
No. Actually, what I told your screener was you got to look at it a little different. I think they should win 11. Anything less than that would be disappointing. But look at it this way. If they win 9 games and make the Super Bowl, they could win 10 games and not make the playoffs. How do you think those two different scenarios play out? What would you call disappointing at that point?
Well,
both things are realistic. The Packers were 10-6 one year with Magic and didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, you're
I'm
technically
not going to say
true.
something about with Aaron Rodgers and won the Super Bowl when they were 10. You said Magic, huh, Paul?
Well, we're going back a little ways, but yeah, they were 10-6 with Magic. They didn't make the playoffs.
If they get 10 wins and don't make the playoffs, then I wouldn't consider that a disappointment for whatever reason. But yes, you're right. If it's like last year, part of the reason we put so much denomination of success on 2023 is because they made a splash in the playoffs. They won the games they needed to at the end. They snuck into the playoffs. Thumping the Cowboys and giving the 49ers all they can handle is one of the reasons why we say that year is a success. So you're right. If they win 9 games and they go on a run to the NFC Championship game, to the Super Bowl, yes, I would consider that a success. I am just basically saying the regular season tends to reflect what you do in the postseason. If you're a 9-win team in the regular season, you're likely not going to make a splash in the postseason, if make the postseason at all.
And here's the thing also is that I remember with that 2010-2011 season, to me, that was a disappointing year for the Green Bay Packers because they were 10-6. I remember being excited about the fact that they were able to sneak into the playoffs that year. But when they won the Super Bowl, that was a disappointing season. You were expecting more from this team. After year one, they didn't play great. They went 6-10 with Aaron Rodgers' first. Yeah, 6-10 the first year. Aaron Rodgers was the quarterback. You kind of expected for them to take a big step forward. You didn't expect them to be a 6 seed, and then they got hot and took off. So, I mean, if they had that juju in them this year, I'll be happy. It is what it is. But the expectation should definitely be at least 10 games this year, and the goal should be 12. I mean, we want to do 17, but realistically, 12 is a realistic goal for the Packers this year.
Yeah,
thanks, Paul.
I think it is realistic. Yeah, good call, Paul. Thank you. And, the 9 wins, it's 50-50 whether they're making the playoffs or not. I think 10 wins, you're firmly in the playoffs. Probably not winning the division at 10, but you're a higher wild card seed. I don't see anything wrong with that. 9 wins, you may not be making the playoffs, and if you did, you squeaked in. I just think that something has went wrong throughout the regular season if that's how the regular season went.
You did just mention something. I want to get to this on the other side and looking at the Packers and winning the division and the Packers being favorites. And what does that all mean? Doesn't even matter. I want to ask you more about that as someone who went into a season as the favorite. One year you didn't answer the bell, even though you did make the playoffs under 500. And the next season you took it exactly to where you need to go, where you guys just won 15 games in the regular season. 800-990-3776. We still want to know, anything less than what number of wins for the Green Bay Packers would you consider a disappointment next season? Make sure you watch and stream us live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and ESPN Madison on YouTube, and 800-990-3776. That is where you can call or text in. We want to hear from you. What is the number of wins next season that will leave you disappointed in the Green Bay Packers? We'll have more, so much more, on the other side. You're listening to KBN right here on ESPN Wisconsin.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Listen, Diana, that's her name. Listen, we all about positive manifestation. I like you, Diana. All it is
Dirty
negative.
Diana.
Criticize.
Dirty Diana.
I love you, Kyle.
Love you too, girl.
I love you, Kyle.
I love you too. That's what I'm talking about. The real Packer Nation.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You can drive cutting-edge design. 2024 Audis are on the lot and ready for delivery. You can save $7,500 on select Audi EVs with the AFS EV lease bonus. See dealer for details and exclusions. Eligibility is subject to credit approval through Audi Financial Services. Cannot be combined with national customer credit. Offer expires June 3rd, 2024. Stop in and test drive today. Check out their website to see their current electric vehicle inventory and their monthly specials. The search for your Audi begins at Zimbrick Audi Madison off the Beltline and Rimrock Road. Drive yours today.
There's a good chance if you watch sports, you're getting served information about hormone optimization. What does that even mean? Dr. Nestor Rodriguez at Carbon World Health can tell you exactly what hormone optimization means. He will take your blood work and let you know if it's right for you. If you're feeling sluggish, not losing weight like you used to, you're not gaining muscle like you used to, or you just don't feel like yourself in most aspects of your life, go see Dr. Nestor Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. In fact, sign up for the 6-week experience so you can see everything that Carbon World Health has to offer, including hormone optimization. Learn more at carbonworldhealth.com.
If you're a motorist of the four-wheel variety, please watch out for those of us in Wisconsin who do their traveling on 2 wheels. Adjust your mirrors to reduce your blind spots. Allow motorcyclists a full lane width. Use your turn signal when merging or changing lanes. And allow more following distance between you and the motorcycle. Motorists and motorcyclists can work together to achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roads. 0 in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Learn more at zeroinwisconsin.gov. Wisconsin DOT.
Hey everyone, Molly Brown from ESPN Madison here. For the best Southwestern food in the Madison area, it's always Pasquale's Cantina for me and my family. Whether I'm enjoying my favorite taco salad, their awesome chips and guac, or one of their famous burritos, Pasquale's is the best for authentic Southwestern fare. Visit one of their locations in Verona or Middleton today, or check out their menu and order online at Pasquale'sCantina.com.
Bringing the flavors of the Southwest to the Midwest. Pasquale's Cantina.
2 guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same 2 guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Transform your home with Ridgetop Exteriors. With over 22 years of service excellence, we specialize in roofing, siding, windows, doors, and gutters. Visit us today at ridgetopexteriors.com. That's ridgetopexteriors.com. Find your trusted, local, affordable partner here at Ridgetop Exteriors.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust for Road America, America's National Park of Speed. Make the most out of your summer at Road America, located conveniently between Green Bay, Milwaukee, and Madison in Elkhart Lake. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road course, camp on site all weekend, and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Make sure you get tickets for the NTT IndyCar Series race at Road America June 6th through the 9th. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, sponsored by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and Wisconsin On Demand. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Last night, she said, oh, baby, I feel so down. Oh, it turned me off when I feel left out.
Is this the song that you're trying to show me or no? Is this another one that everybody should know?
What?
You guys tried to say the Rolling Stones. Is this the Rolling Stones?
Kyle, that's embarrassing.
No, this is the Strokes.
The Strokes.
To be real honest with you, I was too busy playing with Brad's NCAA 12 thing in the break. I forgot to grab the song.
Hey, be careful.
What?
I don't know. You said playing.
Playing with Brad's NCAA thing?
Yes, you got me earlier.
Well, you asked him if he plays with himself.
Personal question.
Guys, I'm the subject of all this.
This is KBN here on ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Kyle Wallace. He's Brad Norman. That's Strofe. Ben is on assignment, and we are talking about the Green Bay Packers. We're looking at this year's season. We're all on our high horse, all high and mighty, think the Green Bay Packers are going to be great. A lot of us predicting 11 wins, 12 wins for them next year. And then Mike Clay of ESPN released his projections for 2024 season. He used some statistical model, and that model spit out that the Green Bay Packers are going to win an average of 8.9 games next year. Jordan Love is going to throw for less than 4,000 yards. He was going to throw for less than 30 touchdowns. Josh Jacobs was going to run for less than 1,000 yards. And I thought that was completely ridiculous. And we want to know, what number of wins do you believe would be disappointing for the Green Bay Packers in this season? But on top of that, Brad, when we're looking at just things that may be disappointing and thinking about how the Packers' season is going to play out, do you know how many games the Packers are favored in next year?
How many games?
12.
12 games?
The Packers are favored in 12 games next year on this season, which is a complete switch and flip from last season, which I think they weren't favored in, four games. Thank you, Stroh.
Really?
They
four
were,
games?
They were favored in 4 games last year. Now they're favored in 12. So, I mean, that's even more.
Before the season, for the record.
Again,
because obviously lines adjust as
things
the season
change.
That's got to be one of the bigger turnarounds of season differentials in recent memory.
It's an absolute big turnaround for the Green Bay Packers. And here's the thing, when I look at it, you said circling games next year, right? Is there something to when people start circling games on the calendar? Is that something that the Packers should be wary of? Is this something that you think the Green Bay Packers in the 2024 season, teams are circling the Packers, the 9-8 Packers, the second-year starting quarterback, Jordan Love, the youngest team to make the playoffs in how many years, 50-plus years? Are they really circling the Green Bay Packers on the schedule for next year?
Oh, you better believe they're circling them. League circles out of LA. You were telling me that they're not catching anybody off guard anymore. That it is known now that Jordan Love can play, and they got a lot of young, good skill guys, and they made it known. That Dallas game, I think that the Packers stayed a bit under the radar until that game. That game in Jerry World, wild card weekend, it got huge ratings, so everyone saw with their own two eyes what this team is capable of, and then giving everything they had to the San Francisco 49ers. The rumor is out. I don't think that anybody can put the genie back in the bottle for the Green Bay Packers. Teams already circle the Packers because of the brand. If you're playing them at Lambeau, I don't care if the Packers stink and go 0-17. You're circling that game because you're playing at Lambeau Field. It is that much of a exciting moment for any player, whether you grew up a Packer fan like me or not, of any player to go play at Lambeau Field. So the Packers do have some disadvantages in that way. That one, people love going to play at Lambeau because it's an experience. They want to bring their A game. And two, they're not going to catch anybody off by surprise this year. So they're going to want to be the team that knocks down this young, exciting team, because I believe Mike Clay's model and projections of having them win so little.
Mike Clay's trash model from the F-boy Mike Clay.
I believe he is in rare air compared to most other media. Us in the media, the Wisconsin media, think pretty highly of the Green Bay Packers. I've seen other projections put them as high as 10, 11, 12, 13 games. I see some people thinking they might be in the Super Bowl. So I think that they have high expectations this year. When you are in that position, it takes a completely different mentality than when they were trying to do the climb and trying to gain the respect of everybody else. So they're going to need a different mentality this year. This is where if you just have a non-stop competitive motor, like I don't care what I'm doing, I don't care who I'm playing, I want to crush you, that is when this kind of thing really comes to fruition. Because if you are externally motivated, I want to get paid, I want respect, all that kind of stuff, though that won't sustain you when you're at the top.
Yeah, I'm very curious. I think this will be the most telling season of Jordan Love's young career, right? Because you talked about it just now. You said right now he was motivated by the fact that he had something to prove. And to a lot of us, he went out there to prove it. Now, can he sustain that success? That shows you the type of guy and type of quarterback that he is that he doesn't need to be motivated by people not believing in him. He's motivated by trying to put his foot on people's throats and people's necks, and motivated by trying to win championships. So this will be a very telling season for our boy Jordan Love.
Kyle, that's such a good point, because this will set the tone for the rest of the Jordan Love tenure, right? Because we see every year in the NFL, a team will pop, they'll make the playoffs, they'll take everyone by surprise, and then they will regress the next year. And you'll look back and say, oh yeah, do you remember that team back in 2022, that team back in 2017, whatever it is, when they had, bam, one good year and regressed right back down. It's so hard to sustain success. And this is going to be a Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers type of a era with Jordan Love.
Yeah, I like when you said it. Say it one more time. It's going to be what?
If this is going to be a Brett Favre, a Aaron Rodgers type era for Jordan Love, the tone is set now. But this isn't just going to be a pop, a splash in the pan, but this will be sustained success. But I'm telling you, it is a different mental wear when you are in the driver's seat and you're the one that's trying to figure out, to be the favorite, how can we possibly continue to be on top?
Who's one of the favorites you have, Brad?
Oh, one of my favorites, the one that continues to be on top, is Gina Della from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. I've seen it with my own two eyes. I've touched it with these hands, the beautiful products that Pella Windows and Doors has. But Ben and I visited their showcase. I mean, I couldn't believe all the innovation, all the ways they can customize for your home, size, color, look, whatever it is, they can customize it for you. So if you're looking for a way to really increase the value of your home, decrease energy costs, I know it's getting warmer out there. I know I'm pumping my air conditioning more. It's going to help insulate it more and just increase the beauty of your home, make it a place worth living. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin is where you need to go. And now is the time to go there, because they have 0% interest for up to 48 months. That's right, 0% interest, 4 years. But you got to order by May 31st at Pella. So you got to jump on it now. 0% interest, 48 months. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
We have more KBN, Kyle Brust and Norman, coming up next right here on ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
See you again.
Oh, you need some.
And then I said, I appreciate it. The same goes for you. Let me know if anything I can do for you. Obviously, what am I going to do for Russell Wilson? You're the man.
Babysit his kids when they go to Carolina.
BFF.
Fake relationship of all time.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Neutral. Vodka, seltzer, real juice. If you're wondering what makes Neutral so tasty, it's pretty simple. Using real vodka with real juice, because when good ingredients go in, great taste comes out. So cheers to that. Neutral, keep it tasty and enjoy the best time of the year. May through the summer, Neutral will be there for you. With a variety of different flavors, there's something for everyone. Neutral, vodka, seltzer, real juice.
When you're in the right place at the right time, things get done. The important things, like knowing what you need and how it all works. Talking truck. Fixing it right the first time. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, our people get it done right and now. That's how you know you're in the right place at the right time. And you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet.
You ever have one of those days when you just couldn't come up with the right answer? Well, I know one answer that pretty much solves all problems. Ice cream. Yeah, it's the answer to everything, right? And right now, at Quick Trip, our rich, creamy, straight from our dairy, Nature's Touch 1-gallon pails of ice cream are just $4.99. Yeah, now that's an answer worth digging into. Come on, be a problem solver. Bring home some fresh, delicious Nature's Touch ice cream, only from Quick Trip.
Suit up for the $800,000 Sports Car Series at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. April through May, score free play, cash, one of 4 new Toyota GR86s, or a new Toyota Supra. Play with your club card to earn entries, 5 times the entries on drawing days, and when the Milwaukee Brewers play at home. Got what it takes? Slugger, only at Potawatomi. For more details, visit paysbig.com/sportscar. Must be 21 and a club member to play.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
Protect your dream home with American Family Insurance. And you can weather any storm. You'll also save up to 25% by bundling home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote. Find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Discounts may not apply to all coverages on an auto or home policy. Discounts do not apply to life insurance policies. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, sponsored by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and Wisconsin On Demand.
I didn't know who Marky Mark was.
Until when?
Until somebody told me. I heard the song, but I didn't realize it was Mark Wahlberg.
But like 10 years ago or like 10 weeks ago?
Oh, no, probably 20 years ago.
20?
Yeah, it took a while. I mean, when I heard this song, this was in Mighty Ducks, I'm pretty sure. Vibration?
I was definitely post-college when I realized this was Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, I was 20 years ago. I was maybe 15. Yeah, I was definitely high school.
I mean,
great song.
God, great song. What range?
For real though, actor and once
businessman. That means rapper. If you're gonna call him a rapper, is he a rapper? Kyle?
Musician. He tried.
Artist.
Yeah, he's as good as rapper as you are a singer.
I mean, it's trophies on the board there. We're going high, low, high, low.
He thinks he's a DJ now.
He said he's.
I'm
as
kidding.
Good of a rapper?
I'm kidding. I know that.
Complimented.
No, that wasn't a compliment towards him. This is KBN here on ESPN Wisconsin. The voice you just heard, who was getting very excited about his singing voice for a second, was Brad Nortman, the longtime NFL punter, Jaguars and the Panthers, the B-52 bomber himself.
I'm taking me a trip down memory lane,
There
Kyle.
I
I'm about
got
ready to
you.
go out there and hit some balls right now.
All right, now I like that. I'm Kyle Walls. He's Alex Strofe. He's holding it down for us.
Hey, that's DJ Strofe.
Oh, okay. Now he's DJ Strofe. I see we're living in an imaginary world today. I mean, it is Friday. This is a good Friday vibe.
This is great Friday vibes.
Next Friday, make sure you bring all the vibes as we get people ready for the Memorial Day weekend. So just make sure you got the vibes turned up, just like I'm trying to have the Packers vibes turned up for this football season. But we got guys like Mike Clay from ESPN trying to bring us down a little bit, where he said, based off his statistical model, that the Green Bay Packers are predicted to only win 9 games this season. And then when you look at Vegas, they have them at 9.5 wins. And that just leads us to ask you, KBN Nation, and you could join in on this conversation at 800-990-3776. What number of wins would be disappointing for you for the Green Bay Packers this year? We heard from Brad. We heard from me. I want to hear from somebody who also loves the Green Bay Packers. Alex Strofe, is there a number next year where you say, oof, this is a disappointing win total for our Green Bay Packers?
8 or less.
Oh, 8? How so low?
Number one, that's not so low. They won 9 games last year and still made it. We're
8
one of the last
wins
8
is
teams
under
remaining.
500. That
Correct.
is low.
That's my point.
That is disappointing, and I want to know why you would be.
No step forward with 9.
9 was brought up earlier. Yeah, you could say it's not a step forward, Brad, but I don't know that that's necessarily true, right? Like, obviously, you don't want to have the gross start you had a year ago where you were 3-6. But let's say you're 4-4 after 8 games, or you're 5-4 at the bye, and then you have that really tough stretch, and you go 500 there, and you're 9-8, and you sneak in as the 7th seed again. I'm not saying I'd be happy about that, but I don't know that I'd be pissed off because they still make the playoffs and they still give themselves a chance to have a chance.
What if they go? What if they go 9 wins and miss the playoffs?
Then
that's very real.
Then I'd be disappointed. Yeah, and I forget the name of the caller that pointed that out earlier, but I think 9 wins would be kind of that territory where if they miss the playoffs, and I'm upset. But I know for a fact if they go 8-9, they're not making the playoffs.
9 wins all around is disappointing.
Even
if the Green Bay Packers make the playoffs with 9 wins, that means you are a wild card team. Which it's one thing to be a wild card team at 11 wins.
A wild card
but
team.
That's no guarantee to that. The Green Bay Packers have shown. See, this is confusing to me.
I think they'll be a wild card.
What's confusing to you?
It's confusing to me where he said it with such conviction. I'm not saying they can't be a wild card team. I'm not predicting them to win the division, which I don't even think it matters. I don't think it matters. But you said they are going to be a wild card team.
It was pretty declarative.
Yeah, Thank you, Brad.
I think it's pretty likely they'll end up being.
No, you said they are going to be, which means
that
that
5 seed.
No, here and
that's 12-5 and be the 5 seed.
So, but my whole point is this: is that 9 wins would be very disappointing for this Green Bay Packers football team for next year. Because when I look at where we need to be, 9 wins is not the step in the right direction. The only way, as the caller said earlier, the only way that the Packers can win 9 games and it be a good season is if they make a run and they go to the Super Bowl. Other than that, they can win a game in the playoffs and then lose. They did that last year. So that would mean that you were stagnant and you stayed in the same place. The Packers have to take a step in the right direction, and that is more victories. That's advancing to the conference championship in order for this season to be considered a successful season.
Yeah, if you got 9 games, snuck into the playoffs, basically you'd have to replicate exactly what the Packers did last season for me to not be completely disappointed. If you got 9 wins, snuck into the playoffs, and you throttled the wild card team, and then you kind of took another big contender to the wire, I wouldn't be fully disappointed, but I'd say, okay, I need to see some growth now because it's already going to be then year 2 of Jordan Love starting, going into year 3. This is where you got to see some movement because you're not going to have this core together forever. You can't pay everybody. This is Goody's plan. We are young and cheap. Jordan Love's going to elicit a big contract. Some of these other guys are going to get paid. You just can't keep this team together forever. So if you're hopeful that the Packers can win a Super Bowl in the next 3 years with this specific core, they got to take a step forward this year. But guys, it leads me to think about this. We talked about the win total we think the Packers will have this upcoming year. I'll stick with 11. You guys have both had 12. Would you be disappointed if the Packers gave Love the contract we all think he's going to get? They went out there and they won 10 games, 11 games, but Jordan Love didn't play well. Would you be disappointed?
Heck yeah, I'll be disappointed. I'm not paying Jordan Love to play bad. I'm not paying Jordan Love to be average. Does Jordan Love, and I know he does, he understands the footsteps that he is following in. There has been a standard set for what quarterback play in Green Bay is supposed to look like. He got to follow the same model that the person before him, Aaron Rodgers, got to follow, and he took the bull by the horns, and he did very well last season. So the expectation for Jordan Love is to play well regardless of how much money he's making, but once he signs on that dotted line to become one of the highest paid players in the NFL, he needs to make sure he's performing like a Packers quarterback.
So you're going to hold him to the Rodgers-Favre standard once he signs his name on that big contract?
If you've been doing something for 30 years, the Green Bay Packers since 1992 have had a standard of excellence at quarterback. That is what we are. Jordan Love displayed last year that he can live up to that standard of excellence. I am not going to lower the bar just because it's tough that he has to follow behind the names of Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. Last year, he proved to us that he belongs in the NFL. He belongs to have the opportunity to live up to that standard, and he impressed us last year. So absolutely, yes. That is the standard that is set, and that's the standard that I expect.
The standard's outrageous. Let's ignore that for a moment.
No, the standard's not outrageous.
To be a top 8 quarterback in today's NFL in 2024, I think that's completely reasonable if he signs that contract. He'd have to be a top 2 quarterback for like 15 years to be on the Favre-Rodgers type level.
Correct. He'd have to be in the top 3 at the minimum, right? You're talking Mahomes, Burrow, Love for the next decade.
So, kick out.
Goodbye, Lamar.
Anyone else.
Goodbye, Josh Allen. Goodbye, C.J. Stroud.
After the playoffs last year, who was the biggest name? Literally, you take out the biggest up-and-coming name in football at quarterback after the playoffs last year.
His stretch.
No, just say the name. Say the name.
What's the question?
Who was after the playoffs last year? After the football season was over, because the recency bias.
Mahomes.
Mahomes. I'm talking about. Take out Mahomes. You could take out Josh Allen, Lamar. Who was the best young and up and coming quarterback in the NFL at the end of last year? At the end of the season after the playoffs, who was everybody talking about?
C.J. Stroud and Love.
C.J. Stroud and Jordan Love.
Yeah.
C.J. Stroud and Jordan Love. They are part of the next wave. Even though Lamar is very, very young. They are part of the next wave. I think he's like 26, isn't he, or not?
I think he's almost 30.
Oh wow, they're part of the next young wave of quarterback that's coming up. And so my expectation is for him to continue to work in that space and continue to improve and get better. Jerry Rice said it himself, fellas.
Jerry Rice will regret that line for the rest of his life. I know I will.
Quick question. Brad, when you say if Jordan Love takes a backslide, can you give me a name of a quarterback? Like, are we thinking like Derek Carr, Trevor Lawrence? How he played last year?
He looked good in the 2022 season. We thought, okay, here it is. Jags made the playoffs.
Yeah,
they upset the Chargers, and there was a big drop off last year.
But here's the difference between the Jaguars and the Green Bay Packers. Is that the Packers actually have an infrastructure of understanding what success looks like, knows how to build an organization and build a franchise the right way. The Jaguars have only been around for 30-some years. They haven't been able to
figured it out.
Find that consistent model of success and building that winning culture. That is what Jordan Love has on his side. He has winning culture on his side. 800-990-3776. The question that we asked KBN Nation, I asked it to Brad, I asked it to Strofe as well. What is the number of wins that the Packers get next year that you would say, ugh, that is not good enough? On the talking text line, we have JD in Fondy. He said no less than 12 wins. They have to show improvement.
Wow.
It is 12 or they are not impressed. Also, Steve said 13 wins and Love will throw for 5,000 yards and 40 touchdowns. Book it. I don't know if that's a prediction.
Is that real?
I think that is a prediction, and that is not a minimum because, boy, oh, boy, I know I'm gassed up and excited, but 13 wins, 5,000 yards, 40 touchdowns, that is a hopeful prediction. That is not where the minimum bar should be. Carter said, listen, 8 wins would be disappointing, especially if Jordan Love has a slightly rough year on a possible franchise tag. And then we enter QB purgatory. Hopefully, I don't like what you're talking about, Carter. I hope that does not happen. And last one here, Allen, he said 11 or less if you think Jordan Love should get $55 million. Otherwise, we might as well trade him for Gardner Minshew. These people be going crazy. I love KBN Nation. Y'all be talking crazy here, and I love it. 800-990-3776. Talk your talk and do what you got to do. We'll have more of that coming up next as we wrap up hour number 2 of KBN on ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman.
Giannis does look like a longer, he beats on his body, like kind of plays so rough. You wonder about. Shut up, Max. Yeah.
I'm not letting that one pass.
Yeah, I just realized beats on his body. Like, I meant like physical.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
Physicality down
come
there.
On, Kyle.
No, you guys are, I don't know what it is, but I'm sure your minds are in the gutter. Grow up.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
Varsity on Wisconsin On Demand is home to all the latest and best Badgers content on ESPN Wisconsin. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, Wisconsin On Demand, and wherever you get your podcasts.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Hunter Vaughn. The Wisconsin football team announced that their September 14th game against the Alabama Crimson Tide will be on Fox's big noon kickoff. This will be game 1 of a home-and-home series between the two schools, with Wisconsin traveling to Tuscaloosa in 2025. This is the third meeting all-time between the two programs, and Alabama holds a 2-0 record against the Badgers. The last time an SEC school played at Camp Randall was back in 1971.
Right now, get 0% interest-free financing for up to 48 months when you order by May 31st. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
Ben Brust here from Kyle Brust and Nortman and tell you about the newest spike tee on the market, and that is Hoop Tee. And when I mean that it's the newest and best, it was born on the boardwalk of Ocean City, Maryland, and enjoyed now right here in Madison, Wisconsin. With flavors like an original spike tee. You have peach, you have mango, you have watermelon. Hoop Tee will make you feeling great with whatever flavor fits your profile. Hoop Tee. Enjoy the hoops on the screen and hoops in your hand. HoopTee.com. Must be 21 years or older to enjoy.
Hi, I'm John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. I've been here for over 4 decades now, and I can tell you here at Goodman's Jewelers, we pride ourselves on high standards, classic traditions, honesty, and integrity. We're a small independent jeweler with a great history, so you'll find us more personal than other big-name jewelers. Find Goodman's Jewelers in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. Goodman's Jewelers, the Diamond Store Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues. This season, spring into adventure together in the Chevy of your choice.
See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Forward Madison FC's professional soccer season is underway, and they want you to pack out Breeze Stevens Field. Need a night out with the whole family? Try the Forward Madison Family Special presented by MG&E. Score a ticket to the match, a meal, and an FMFC scarf, all for just $25 per person. Visit ForwardMadisonFC.com to purchase your tickets today. That's ForwardMadisonFC.com. Forward Madison, fun for all.
Madison's financial challenges need a Dane County-based bank. Starion Bank is a full-service community bank that delivers quality big bank services with a local approach. We are proud to be there for any budding entrepreneur or small businesses, helping them exceed their financial goals from banking to lending to cash management. Visit a banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, taking you farther.
If you're a motorist of the four-wheel variety, please watch out for those of us in Wisconsin who do their traveling on 2 wheels. Adjust your mirrors to reduce your blind spots. Allow motorcyclists a full lane width. Use your turn signal when merging or changing lanes. And allow more following distance between you and the motorcycle. Motorists and motorcyclists can work together to achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roads. 0 in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Learn more at zeroinwisconsin.gov. Wisconsin DOT.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Let's go! Let's go! Oh! Let's go! Rock! Rock! Say what? Rock!
Oh, the NBA playoffs are here. WNBA is here. It's so much fun to watch, but even more fun to watch when you're playing the Underdog Fantasy Sports app in their Pick'em game. It's a fantasy game where you can win real money. And what I love about it, man, I'm telling you, I go into the app and I pick between 2 to 5 players. I select higher or lower on those player stats. And if my picks hit, I win money. You can win up to 100 times your money. Yes, 100 times your money on the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. It's fun to play, it's easy to play, and this is how you get started. You go to their easy-to-use mobile app, and you go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Make sure you sign up using promo code KBN. That's promo code KBN, and Underdog will give you a special mystery pick to use on your first Pick'em entry, plus a deposit offer as well. Make sure you use Underdog Fantasy, and you use promo code KBN to claim your new customer special of your mystery special pick and your deposit offer. I'm telling y'all, your weekend will be so much more interesting with the Underdog Fantasy Sports app. Must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. This is KBN here on ESPN Wisconsin.
DJ Strofe,
DJ Strofe, you know it. Hey, here's the thing, though. Strofe, I love you, man. And I'm gonna get listen. I told you I was done giving you compliments because you said something slick earlier this week. And that always stays in the back of my mind.
You're a good producer.
Listen, that wasn't me. That don't mean. That don't sound like Kyle Walsh. That sounds like somebody else. I ain't say that. But what I'll say is this.
I'm sorry that I don't want to touch Ben's Peter.
I did say that, and I stand by that. I do not want to touch that. But here's the thing. Strophe, you have the DJ look, man. Like, you do. You have the look of somebody that could be an absolute DJ at these nightclubs. Like, I'm going to gas you up. You know, we got a lot of DJs who work here at Good Karma Brands. DJ Brother Z, who is the producer for Tory Lowe, who joins us on Tuesdays for Tory Lowe Tuesdays here on KBN. He can teach you a little something, but you got that look, man. You do.
I could see Strofe being like a killer wedding DJ as like a side gig because you bring the energy. You could even be like, okay, bride and groom, here we go. Here's one for you because he's got that voice.
Give it to us. Give it to us. Come on, Strofe.
Yeah, come on. Congratulations to fill in the blank and then give us a song. You can even say Brad and Lexi.
Yeah.
Okay. There's an
throw
idea.
it back.
Yeah, it is. Brad and Lexi, maybe 10 years too late, but hey, let's see what you got here, DJ Strophe.
Okay. I'll give it a shot.
So clap, so clap, so clap.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing you to your new bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. Brad and Lexi Nortman.
I just got you paid.
That's so good.
I just got you paid.
You know how much DJs make like this? They make like $5,000.
They make so much money.
For one day.
For real, I just got you paid, Strophe. I want to be your manager because that was excellent.
That was be my manager.
Yeah, I want to get my cut from you getting all these deals. You did a heck of a
you're
job.
riding my coattails. What you're
No,
saying.
I put the idea in your mind. Listen, you had an idea about being DJ Strophe, and all I did was encourage you and made you, feel like you can do something like that. So I want to get my little cut and being your manager for DJ Strophe.
Everyone needs a promotional man.
And
you can be his.
And that will be me. This has been a great KBN, but we got so much more coming up on the other side. We talked about Scottie Scheffler. We'll definitely get back to that. We talked about the Packers schedule, but we got a lot of nonsense that we have to get to as well here on KBN. I think Rutledge and Hamilton are coming up next. With Adam Mertz, that's right. But no Rutledge, no Hamilton, or Rutledge is coming late. There's always nonsense there. But keep it locked here on ESPN Wisconsin for more Kyle, Brust, and Nortman next.
Woo! Hey, this is Ben Brust from Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. People can't stop screaming about the Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza, and no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust,